when they wrote mine, now I'm gonna show you guys my card. See that? Yeah, it literally says Stephen Wenslav. I just don't know how I got to get my husband's name on there. That's not me. Hi, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about, I am going to be talking about my COVID-19 experience, just to share it with you guys, because I know a lot of us are curious about it, especially if you haven't gotten tested positive for COVID-19. And for those who are just curious, yes, COVID-19 is real. As of March 2021, there is reported only in the United States, there's 30 million COVID-19 cases and 546,000 deaths reported from COVID-19. Being in the front lines, I am a nurse and I've been exposed to it. I have seen it. I have experienced, the loss that comes with it, and it is just, it's draining. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but it is real. And so my experience with that is I work in and around it, and I've seen a lot of changes that have come concerning COVID-19, how family dynamics have changed, how the world dynamics has changed, and how we are adapting to this new normal. And it is going to be a new normal. I don't know if we are going to go back to how things used to be. So with that, I took the vaccine earlier this year. We take 2 doses. So reason why I did this, I took it, being in healthcare, just to protect the people I work for and around, the elderly and their families. That's why I took it. It wasn't a choice for me. I knew I was going to take it from the beginning because there's evidence-based reports out there about vaccines. They do work for the most part. And the other reason is just to protect my family. I do work in and around cases and around people, and so just to protect my kids, my family, I took the COVID-19, and just to protect people around me, pretty much, and most of all to protect myself. So how did I take the COVID-19? Well, the vaccine, you had to fill out a consent, and of course they set a date for you just to prepare you. I went there and it was well organized. You go to a table where they make sure your information is correct, and then you go to the next table where they make sure your insurance information is correct. You get the shot. Of course they assign you a nurse and you get a shot, and then we were supposed to sit in like a room, of course social distancing, of course with our masks on. You had to sit there for 15 minutes because they had to monitor you for 15 minutes just in case of side effects. And so after those 15 minutes, if you were fine, and for the most part everybody was fine. The only one time I saw somebody was like showing like hypotensive symptoms. They were like, almost falling when they stood up, and they had to sit there a little longer than others, but they were okay. As for me, when I got the COVID-19 vaccine, the first one, I experienced like euphoric feelings where I felt like I was in a daze, like I was there but I wasn't there. It was weird for a minute, and then I came to. Other than that, I was okay. The first one was sore. I had to take Tylenol like for a few days, just to be able to sleep peacefully and just to stand the pain, because it was painful. It wasn't really swollen, it was painful. The second one was different. Now, the second one, I got very sick. I got the shot, and the first day I just felt tired. The second day I felt sick. Like I was cold, hot. My body aches all over. I was sweaty. I just wanted to lay down, and I laid down for a couple days. I was down, and if you know me, I don't lay down. Like I don't get sick like that anyhow. So when I lay down, I was like really, really sick, and that scared my husband for the most part. it like scared him. He was like, well, if anything happens to you, I'm not gonna be happy about this. And kind of understand, because it's just a vaccine, and there's obviously a lot of opinions about it out there, and I respect that. Now, if you have opinions about the vaccine, if you don't want to take it, it's your choice. And I should mention that in our sector, like the healthcare, being in the front lines, they did not make us take this vaccine. We made a choice, and that was perfect, because there's some people who took a while, but they finally took the vaccine, which I would recommend. But that's just my recommendation. Of course, it's your choice. Now, I spoke about my experiences, like my after effects. Now, that's me. Now, of course, everybody else is different in their own right and in their own way. They can react differently. There are some people who were okay after the second dose. Only they were swollen, like really swollen. Their arms were really swollen. And there are people who were really, really sick. They had to go to the emergency room, and they had to stay there for a couple of days. Some of them did. But what I feel like after, I took a microbiology class, and I was curious about that. We were learning about third line defense, and so I was curious about why we had to take 2 COVID vaccines, and why people were getting sick with the second one. Especially, my professor explained it to me like this: like, the third line of immunity is the one we have to educate. We are not born with it. It's not the first or second line of defense. That just happens because it senses something foreign in your body. This one has to be educated. So you do get sick. Like, when they give you the first shot, it like wakes up those immunity cells in your body, and they recognize that virus or bug, whatever it is. They recognize that, because now they're getting educated. Like, oh, what is this? And then after that, the second one, we feel like we are sick because our bodies are being taught to fight that bug. So it's been educated to it, it's been exposed to it. Now it's educating it that we don't want this in our bodies. We don't want to get rid of it. And so that's that sickness for those few days. That's my opinion. Now, that's not confirmed or definite, but that's my opinion. But the fact is, from research, they have noticed that out of 100 people who are given the first shot, only 40 won't get the virus. So they realized that they have to do the second shot to cover a larger number. That's why we get 2 shots of the COVID-19. Now, with that said, when I got my shot, they give you a card to show that you did get both shots. So they say some people claim that in the future they will be asking for these cards if you're traveling and if you're just doing a bunch of things. That's what somebody told me. Now, I can't confirm that, but when they wrote mine, now I'm gonna show you guys my card. See that? Yeah, it literally says Stephen Wenslav. It's not even my name. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have to call my job. And I did call them, but the person who had answers for me was not there that day. I will update you guys. I have to update you on what happens with this. Because like I mentioned, like, you're gonna go out of the country. Let's say I prepare and I didn't notice this happened, and they needed to see my card and they see my husband's name on there. How am I gonna prove I got the vaccine? This was too funny. And like I mentioned earlier, that they were so organized when they're giving you a shot. It was so organized, but I just don't know how I got to get my husband's name on there. That's not me. And so I don't know, I feel like I would get in trouble with that. But that was funny. So if you are on your husband's or your wife's or whoever's insurance and you go to get a vaccine, make sure you check your card to make sure they put your name on it. Pay attention. I'll keep you updated on what my job does. Whether give me another card, well, just cross this one and just I don't know. But I thought that was funny. That was funny and very interesting. And I just thought I'd point that out for you guys. All right, guys. So make informed decisions. There's so many opinions out there about the vaccine. There's so many opinions out there about the COVID-19. Make your informed decisions. Just because you feel sick after the second shot doesn't mean the vaccine is not working. Maybe it is working. That's why you're feeling sick. So just make sure you have your dots, your I's dotted and your T's crossed before you make any decisions. Just don't go by, hey, you're gonna grow a third ear. There's a lot of opinions out there, but you know, I'm here to talk about it, and it went fine for me. Obviously, I'm okay. It's different for everybody. Just make your decision on you, okay? I'm sure the best decision I would advise everybody to do is get the vaccine, but it's not up to me to say. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I will see you next time.